So my background was an undergraduate degree in math and a Harvard MBA, and I actually learned when I got here that I was in the same class with two of your classmates. And then I worked in sales, marketing, and strategic alliance development in about 3 different high-tech companies. I worked full-time until the fall of 1998, so I was out of full-time employment for about 15 years. When I first left, I did do some independent part-time consulting, also in high-tech, but that sort of dried up with the dot-com bust. And so I was at home, and I had sort of transitioned into working with nonprofits. I did some nonprofit consulting jobs each year, and was looking to get back in, and was actually doing some networking and circulating my interview and getting turned down, even last summer. My family situation is that I have 1 child in college, 1 beyond college, and 1 still at home. So I am still dealing with a child at home. Also, part of my time off was I was also very involved in elder care. My parents were having health problems. And then after reacHIRE, my project assignment has been at EMC Corporation. And it's in the financial arm of their maintenance organization, which is a multi-billion-dollar business. One of the things that was a little bit awkward about when I started, it was sort of at the end of the year. I was in this financial organization that was supporting a sales organization that was goal-focused. But what I did is, in the initial meeting with the main person I was working for, we had outlined a couple of projects, and I really focused on what I could get done, something that I could deliver to him. And so it was just, even probably by about the 3rd week, just a small piece of analysis on how to weigh requests for maintenance discounts, what kind of guidelines we should be following. So involved a simple spreadsheet and things like that. And I've had other similar things. So I mean, my work tends to be some little projects, or I tend to think of small wins that I can deliver. Always keeping focused on, I actually kind of have 2 managers on, what is each one of them interested in, and what can I deliver to them, based on my background and my knowledge of EMC products. I'm not the kind of person who fishes for compliments, but I did sort of notice, I'd be having discussions with people, either my manager or others in the group, and just ask the kind of questions that I would ask. I mean, I think most of you here also have business backgrounds, business school backgrounds, and I would get these responses like, oh, that's a perceptive comment, or even yesterday, I had a meeting with someone, and I could tell that person was defensive, and so I was following up with one of my managers, and his comment was, you can read people well. So I just sort of decided to, kind of make sure that I'm doing something to sort of get that positive, comment or whatever periodically. My personal goal is once a week, so we'll see if that works.
How has it been working with people from different generations, like the Gen X and the Gen Y, as we've been learning about?
Great question.
I think it's been great. Really, and EMC is really interesting because it is a fairly old company. I mean, in the high-tech world, it's a pretty old company, and so there definitely are people my age and older there, and then there are people right out of college there. And I just tend to look at sort of what are the strengths of different people, and yeah, no, it's been great. I think EMC is actually a pretty easy environment to go into for someone in my situation anyway.
How was reacHIRE helpful to you in your relaunch into the workplace?
Well, I think there's a lot. I mean, there's some of the sort of individual pieces of things that we did here in the classes. In my particular job, I think the things I've learned are the things around emotional intelligence, thinking about another person's perspective, because that's just something that, I don't know, I always go into when I'm really preparing a meeting with anyone new. It's like, what can I offer to this person as well as what do I want to get? Because that just always helps you. sometimes. And also, you know, what does my manager want? What's going to make my manager look good? I think the networking stuff is good, and it's something that I'm not a natural at, but just I think getting that in this class, you know, the background for it, the benefits of it. So, you know, I try to push myself to really connect with at least someone new every week, and I'm trying to start connecting with people outside the immediate area of where I'm working, just to build more contacts. I think the project management class was good. I never really had done project management per se before, although actually I did do product marketing, which is kind of, it is a project management task, but I never really thought of it that way. And I'm not doing project management per se now, but I think just looking at what I'm doing from a project management perspective has been helpful. You know, sort of, well, what needs to happen next? You know, what information do I need? Who do I need to go talk to? And stuff like that. The Microsoft Suite update, I mean, I had, because of some of the nonprofit work I've been doing, I'd been using it, but I think just, you know, kind of getting that update, I had never done a pivot table before. I can now. One of my coworkers at reacHIRE coworkers at EMC has actually become a pivot table expert. So that was good. But then I think, you know, some of the intangible things, like just, you know, kind of practicing your elevator pitch, gaining confidence, I mean, those are all really valuable things that this program helped me with. And, you know, the thing that I think is really most brilliant about reacHIRE is kind of the sequencing for getting you back to work. So it starts where you do an application and you have a couple interviews. In my case, it was over the summer last year. And then you come to this class and you have to get up and get somewhere and be somewhere 3 days a week, and it's different places. But, you know, you're sort of building that pattern of getting out. And then the job placement, where you actually are going to work, but it's half time. So, you know, it's, if you have family at home still, it's going to be an adjustment. And I think it's just great for sort of getting you into that adjustment of getting back to work. I would say my son is just a lot more used to it now, which is a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know about everybody else, but I think I was used to just taking care of a lot of detail, which it's okay to let it go, you know? It was okay for that time, but my son and my husband are big boys and they can take care of themselves.
Right, right.
And then one other thing I would say is, you know, embrace the unexpected. I had a marketing and sales background. I never would have thought I would be in this group doing financial analysis, but you know, it's actually a really good way to go back. So
Yeah.
I hope I'm going to be able to be doing it longer than the initial 4 months that was planned. But I think also I do just want to start being more proactive about looking around at what's happening in different parts of the company. And I think part of it is just my natural mindset is more on the customer-facing side of the business.